Hi, thanks for joining us again, pediatricmartialarts.com. I'm here again for my special needs crew and technically all our families involved here, and we're going to try and cover something different today. More on the lines of a traditional form application in a Korean discipline we call it hyung, which means forms. You may have heard them as katas in other styles, but basically it's a pattern, a sequence of applications. We're going to go into some of that in a minute after we do some warm-ups, but the purpose of today's applications is for sequencing and really building upon momentum as far as seeing the pattern and exactly what sequences follow one another. And it really does well with special needs children especially. I mean, we tend to do it for a purpose in a traditional martial arts setting, whereas if we're doing a pattern where we turn to this direction to our left, or we turn this direction to our right, either way we turn, it's usually because of an attack coming from that area, and we apply some kind of a defensive application, an offensive application for multiple attackers, one on this side, for another attacker coming down the center, one, different 3, 4 multiple attackers. And I like to use them for special needs children and just for training typical children as well and adults, because it's good for eye-hand coordination and awareness in different directions, because everything doesn't happen in this direction. So if we're going to work with you and we say there's something coming from here, we want you to bring your whole body to that direction. Sometimes we need to turn all the way to another direction. But we're going to work on eye focus, breathing, looking in that direction, and then moving our body to that direction. So let's start off with our traditional bow. All right, and ready. And then shake out our hands, loosen up a little bit to get warmed up. Hana, dual, set, net, dasit. That's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Korean. Hana, dual, set, net. That's it. And big circles. Hana, dual, set. Go the other way. Hana, dual, set. And again, you should do this every day. Every day. If you need to, stop this video at any time, play it back, come back to tomorrow another time. Doesn't matter. It's always there. I'll always start off my videos in the same way for warming up, especially with children that are going to be used to the same sequences. Let's do the same thing and make you aware of the fact that we're going to be consistent every time. It's going to be more fun, more enjoyable for those that like to know what's going to happen next. And then this way, and then back to ready stance. Your hands are closed here. Your feet are about shoulder width apart. Bring your left hand up and stretch over your head. Nice deep stretch. To do this right, your arms should touch your ear and push your head. Your head should be down here and your arms should be in front. All the way. So if you think this is correct, like this, you're probably accurate. This way again. Sometimes you need a little bit of a push, a little bit of help. And back to our ready position. There's so much more we can do with warm-ups, but that's not going to be the gist of this particular video. We're going to do our forms. You'll notice I have one dot here. This is a marker. For you at home, you can put something on the floor, which is really your starting point, your focal point. I'm starting here, I'm finishing here. This pattern we're going to do is going to be half of what I would normally do in a traditional class. Just half, because go one direction, we reverse direction on the second half, repeating the first half, but backwards. It's a little different in a video situation because you're going to see my back, and I really want you to see me from my front. It's very difficult to follow the pattern reverse from a camera standpoint, at least this type. So from here, we're going to start here. We're going to have our ready position. All right, imagine there's an attacker coming from here. There's an attacker coming from here. There's an attacker coming from here. So the first thing we have to do is look where we're going. We see it. We react to what's coming. It could be something up here. It could be something down here. It might just require us to move out of the way. How do we find that out? Turn your head. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure everybody turns their head. The direction we're going is the leg we're going to move, is the hand we're going to use. But for now, we're just going to move our body and our foot. No hands for now. We're going to add that later. So we go like this. We turn in that direction. We have a nice deep stance here, bent knee, straight leg for good support, body up straight. This is more important than anything you ever do in martial arts. It's good posture. Now we're going to step forward, following that same height, step in this direction. Okay? Now we're going to go back to chimney, back to ready, and we're going to repeat that again. You can do this over and over and over till you build that momentum with your child or yourself, and then eventually add the next piece. So we're going to look to our left, move our left foot, because that's the direction we're going, step in front with that foot. Now we're going to turn the other direction. Whatever way you look, you must move that foot. We're going to take the same stance we had over there and move it over here. You might land a little narrow. You can fix that. We'll go over that another time. And then we're going to step in that direction. So that's your pattern for these two sides. Step, and walk. Step and walk. So we're going to do it again over here. Left foot and then step. We're going to go this direction. Front leg or right foot and then step. And then back to the beginning again. So you see two unique patterns there. They're pretty consistent. One thing I will say is whenever you're going in these directions, again, you're looking in that direction. I like to say this direction instead of left side or right side, because in the mirror image or how you're looking at me, you know, you might look at me and say, well, you're using your right foot. Why am I using my left? Just move that same side as me, okay? So when we move that side, we're pretty consistent, all right? And there's no wrong way of doing this. Movement's good. Any movement is good. And we go over this way again. We go to here. Now we're going this way. This is another attacker. We look this way. We move that foot. Now we're going this way. We're going to make 3 steps this way. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go backwards. Baro means return. Hujin means retreat. Go back to where we began. That's why this marker is here. All right. In some cases, you might want to find it. I just happen to know where it's at. So if you make 2 equal steps that way, 2 equal steps that way, come back here, you should be in the same line. 3 equal steps forward, bring it back, should be here every time. And that's usually an indication that you have good posture and the same consistent stance. So this time we're going to add a block to it. So we're at a ready stance, we're looking to our left, we're going to move this foot, and somebody's kicking us. So we're going to go put our hand down and stop that leg from hitting us. This one's ready to punch. So you see what I did? I blocked, and I'm ready to punch. Now I'm going to walk, and then I'm going to execute a punch. Because after that block, I have to hit. Start it again. First thing we said we have to do in the beginning is always look first. Look where you're going. I see it coming. This person is kicking me. I'm going to block that leg. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to punch that person. Guess what? There's another attacker behind us doing the same thing. We have to block, take that front leg, block that foot. What do we do after that? Punch that side. Let's come back here. Just so you notice, we do a step and a walk. A step and a walk. We added a step and a block. We added a step and a punch. We repeated it on this side. That's the part that's very, very important for you or your child to understand. It's a repetition, and it becomes not a memory thing up here. It becomes muscle memory here. When you do this with some good intent, it never leaves your body. You know, I've been doing this for 35 years, and I do this form pretty often, but there are forms I have never done more than once a month or every 2 weeks, or at best sometimes once every 5 months, because I have to practice it for a reason. And it's right there. It's right there. It's not here. It's here. Because when I apply this, what you want to do now is breathe out and go like this. Let it go. Say 1 or 2 or anything. Say kia, and then here. Right? That keeps it here. Becomes part of you. Never leaves your body. Never have to think about it again. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go this way too. So we're going to look this way. We're going to block that foot. We're going to punch that person. Bad guy coming from behind. We're going to block that foot. We're going to punch that person. Bad guy coming from the side. Looking at him. Oh, we see him. Block that foot. This guy's really stubborn. We're going to hit him 3 times. Huh. Cool. And then number 3, say, Gia. Means yell. Scream it out. And then Baro. So that's half of a basic form number 1, we call. That's a traditional form in a Korean martial arts Subak-do. You can apply it any way you want. You could be a traditional student of mine logging on right now in one of my classes, and that's exactly what you do in my class. Maybe it's explained a little bit different. Same thing though, just different. Explain different, still the same thing. So we can do a low block again, except now we may want to change it. Go to a high punch. It's still the same pattern. We still keep the same lower extremity application. We go this way. Let's go to a high punch over there. Oh, we're coming back again. Nothing changed except my hand technique. This one, instead of doing 3 big punches and key off at the end, we're going to do 3 big blocks, because this person's coming to my head, and then kill. Come back to Chimmy. So that's basic form 1 and number 2. The difference between 1 and 2 is a middle punch or a high punch, middle punch or a high punch, middle punch or high blocks. That's pretty much it. But the pattern is very close to being the same. It's the same direction. It's the same sequence. We change the hands, but this all remains the same. And that's one of the unique things about a traditional martial art. It's all about repetition. So when your child comes home and says, I'm bored, that's a good thing. That means your instructor is actually pushing your child to learn something the correct way with repetition. Because I remember when I was in school and we had to write our name on the board, which they don't do anymore. We had to do the alphabet. We did it over and over and over. And that never changed for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, right? Hundreds of years. It's the same thing. So now we're doing it on a computer and we're doing it at home electronically, and we're losing that special piece, that connection, which is hand over hand. Let's get it done, okay? So if you can do your block and your punch and you get your child or you to do that, then my suggestion is to make sure you can try and hold this here for a little while till you get some strength to you. You feel a little burning, that's a good thing. You start doing this, this is not a good thing. Stay here, all right? Last thing I'm gonna do with you is half of basic form number 3. Now the only thing we're gonna do is same direction, except we're gonna pick our foot up here. This is called the back stance. All your weight's on this leg. This is like light. Touch the ball of your foot and then scoop over here. So you're gonna be like this, scoop over here. Be like this, scoop over here. Then we're gonna step and do that normal punch again, like we did on number 1. Then we're gonna go this direction, right? Look, scoop over here, right? Scoop over here. And then we're gonna punch over there. What happened over here? What we doing the first one and the second one? We did this, a low block. Instead of doing a middle punch, like on number 1, instead of doing a high punch on a high block, on number 2, we're gonna do a side punch and a side punch. And the third one and say, Kia! And borrow. Here's your return. That's it for this segment because there's a lot right there. I mean, that's something we usually teach a student after they've been with us a month, maybe 3 weeks, if they've done other basic applications like you've seen in my other videos. You're welcome to log on anytime to pediatricmartialarts.com, go to our YouTube channel and look us up. If you need me, pediatricmartialarts@gmail.com. I'm there for all your questions, anything you possibly ask me, I'll try and answer for you. If I can't get the answer, if I don't have the answer, I will get you the answer. In most cases, I can give you the answer. We're probably the premier studio in handling the martial arts for traditional martial arts for special needs families and students. We handle an array of disabilities. If you need us, please reach out to us. We are virtual, online teaching classes now all the time. Hopefully we'll be reopening soon based upon the virus, but we should be opening, and some of our classes are going to be live, some of our classes are going to be face-to-face, and some parents are coming in doing a little bit of both. One online, one class. Please join us anytime. We'd love to have you. From here, thank you so much. Love to see you come in. Thank you.